Is there a particular like age or gender that your music is directed towards?
Oh, that's a tough one. Well, if we're talking about Tension's Tough,
11 to 8-year-olds.
Yes, 11 to 8-year-olds for Tension's Tough, guys.
Jake Paulers.
Keep posted on that one. That's not gonna be released.
Dylan.
Hi, Sam. Hi.
How are you, Dylan?
I'm good. How are you?
You know, I'm pretty good. I'm pretty tired. We stayed up pretty late last night. We finished my first, like, I guess not my first TV show I've ever watched, but my first, like, TV show of this length I've ever watched. I watched Stranger Things with my roommate for the first time.
It was a TV show. Wow. So have you never, like, completed a season of a show where it's, like, you've watched all the way through it? For instance, like The Office, I've watched all... watched 1 through 7 like 10 times.
I haven't.
You haven't?
I've been, like, my childhood was much more movie-based. And even my teenage years, so...
Really?
Yeah.
Which is interesting. So the series you finished was Stranger Things. So it's interesting that you finished that series, which are, like, there are so many episodes that are close to movie length, close to that 90 minute.
Right, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was really good. I'm so excited for the next season.
It's going to be very good.
You know, let me tell you something.
Tell me something. I don't
Staying
know.
up late was not the only reason why I'm so tired.
Oh, really?
I'll set the scene.
Oh.
It's 5 a.m.
Details are imperative.
I know this because I was able to check my phone time already. It's 5 a.m. I'm awoken by a strange noise.
You were visited by aliens.
I sit up in my bed, like, wait, what's going on? And I hear, Holio. And I'm like, wait, what's going on? And I look over, and Landon is like kind of like, you know, wrestling in bed a little bit.
Oh.
Alone. And he's just saying, Holio. Like, he said it like a good 4 times. And I was so concerned. And so I kind of like rustled around and like kind of made noise, because I know that whenever I do that, like, it kind of like a little bit wakes the person up, and then they stop. And then he stopped, and I was like,
man,
oh
you should have just let him live out his... It sounds like he was having a wrestling dream. You just got to let him live out his wrestling fantasy.
Wrestling fantasy.
Hello, come at me now. What are you going to do? And then he's tackling him and everything.
Yes.
Let the man sleep wrestle.
Hey, but that leads us right into our guest.
What a
because
clean...
Our guest, in fact, is
Landon.
the illustrious Landon Wells. Everybody, welcome Landon Wells, my roommate, to the set. Long time
Very
overdue.
neat.
Thank you.
Very well.
We are
So I said Holio, huh?
You did.
Holio.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holio. Yeah. And
Crazy.
for those who don't know, I'm not the host, but the co-host, Dylan Pearson.
And I'm not the host, but the co-host, Samuel Phillips.
Yes.
And I'm not either. I'm Landon.
He's
And
Landon
he's the
Wells.
guest.
Yeah.
Yes. So, Landon, how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling pretty tired.
Pretty tired?
Pretty tired,
Yeah.
boys.
Pretty
Yeah.
tired.
Because you
Pretty
stayed
tired.
up later than me.
Yeah, only 3:30.
Whoa.
Doing what exactly?
Well, you know,
Prepping to wrestle Julio.
FaceTiming my girlfriend and all that. So,
Oh,
the
that's
girlfriend.
nice. What a wholesome thing to
How's
stay
that
up
going?
late
I mean,
doing.
we could just start it off, because I have
Yeah.
some questions about that relationship. So, how's your relationship with your girlfriend right now?
Oh wait, hold on. Let me grab my Hollister mug, because I need to feel like I'm a part of this podcast.
Oh yeah, of course, bro.
It's because liquids are imperative
I
to
feel like
our
a
this
true-
podcast.
I feel like a true broken yogurt now.
A true.
Now you are. Let's break that yoke.
Let's break that. Can we have a government conspiracy? Oh, I spilled tea on myself.
So,
No.
So it's going really well, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say, you know, we're going strong. 4.5 years, and it's going pretty good.
And it's currently
That's
a long
insane.
distance relationship, right?
Yeah. It's currently long distance. She's all the way in Oregon. Wait, I meant. I'm kidding. Don't give away the location. No.
PNW represent.
She's a long ways away.
Yeah.
And I'm a long ways away from her.
How's that? I mean, I know, like, so we've been in college for a month so far. How has that, like, affected you, or like, how has it shaped your life at college? Like, do you think it's been, you know, changed it in any way from if you didn't, or like, weren't in a long distance relationship?
Yeah, it is different. I will say it gives me like more time to kind of self-discipline myself and figure out like my actual like work schedule rather than like social schedule. I feel like, to be honest, I'm like not as social lately. Like the last month I've been really hard at work trying to get like an album done professionally
Yeah.
and stuff. And so with schoolwork, I'll be honest, I tend to be the procrastinator. So like it's hard for me to get things done like the day that they give it out.
For sure.
No,
I'll get it done like a few days later. And stuff,
nothing
but-
is meant to be done the day it's given out unless it's due the next day. And even then, I get
Even
that.
then.
No, I get that. Yeah. Even then.
I know.
So that's crazy. I mean, the fact that you were dating her for 4 years before.
Yeah, I can't even
4.5 years,
imagine
that's
that. Bro.
amazing.
That's insane.
It is I mean, in that
How old-
dedication. Yeah.
How old were you when you started that relationship?
It was the end of 8th grade.
Wow.
So yeah, it was. We
That's
have
crazy.
history. It's kind of cool.
Yeah. It's interesting. It's probably so cool to be able to have that relationship through. I mean, in high school. I mean, at the end of middle school, beginning of high school, and throughout high school, you go through such a big change, and now you're going through another big change with her. I mean, it really has been.
Yeah.
Do you feel as if you've not built a lot, but yeah, you've built a lot of who you are from the relationship?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like if I wasn't in this relationship, I wouldn't be who I am today at all. Like, I mean, relationships are a lot of work, especially,
Sure. Yeah.
for how long it goes. I don't know. It's just, I'd say the first few years is like trying to get to overcome your like misunderstandings of each other. And like, and that's how it is for any relationship, really. Even
Right.
like with my roommate, I'm wanting to get to know him. I'm still trying to get to know
Right.
him.
Yeah.
and
We're
just
still
works
working
out.
through our stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you recommend a long distance relationship?
Oh, that's a really hard question. It depends on the person and their situation.
Yeah.
That's very true.
That's
very
some
true.
people it just doesn't work out.
Because I've been in a long distance relationship.
For
and
sure.
I would
Yeah.
never recommend it
Right.
to anyone. But that is a very true statement where it's like, well, if you're the right type of person and in the right situation, I mean, it can work for you. It
Right.
can
I
do
mean,
well.
it depends on like what the definition of long distance is, because I know for me, like I can never do long distance relationship with somebody like back home in Minnesota from here in Tennessee. But like if it was like, 45 minutes away in Tennessee, like that's like, manageable. What if you had been dating Sophia for like a year and then you came to college? Would you still have been as prepared to, or I mean, not prepared, would you still have gone ahead and done the long distance thing? You didn't
I'm
have
not
that back.
sure because it's really just a matter of fact of if I didn't meet Sophia until later, I might not have, I might have dated someone else in the meantime, and I just, you never know how life would have gone.
Yeah.
But when life goes on like that, I would think, well, here's how it actually went. So the first year I wasn't ready for the relationship. So I was so committed towards my music in freshman year, and I was super stressed with musical theater and all that. I
Yeah.
had basically, you could say I had too much on my plate, and
The infamous freshman year.
oh yeah, definitely. So I had too much on my plate. I was stressed out. I was kind of like short tempered sometimes because I was like trying to balance out a relationship, and it got serious really fast.
Right.
And
Yeah.
there was a lot of expectations in the relationship, and
Of course.
I just, at my age and where I was at and my commitment to a lot of other activities, I wasn't ready for the type of commitment yet. And
Sure.
it took a lot of, I guess, a lot of courage and faith in the relationship to say, I'm going to keep going with this.
Right.
I'm glad I did. And I do not regret it at all. Because now it's like, it's kind of a roller coaster. It's our relationship is not perfect. And a lot of people can relate with this.
Yeah.
It's not going to be perfect, but I encourage you guys to like stick it out. If it's a two-way relationship, maybe give it a second chance and
Sure. Yeah.
see how it goes. I gave it a second chance. I don't regret it, but it's
Yeah.
different for everybody though.
Because I'm always like, I don't know, I've been in a high school relationship before, and especially like if you start the relationship early on in high school, my thing is like you as a person, you like tend to change so much. And for me, that was the cause of like a lot of the stuff that just made my relationship like not work. And I don't regret that relationship. Like it was a beautiful thing, and I love the person that I still love the person that I was in the relationship with, but it kind of it ended up like I changed so much, and so it didn't work. So have you seen any of that, like how you and Sophia have changed as people since you started it, and has that like caused any difficulties or, you know, made it more interesting?
Oh, absolutely. Like changed as a person.
Yeah.
I would say had it not been for Sophia, I would not have had a 180 in my life.
Yeah.
I took a huge 180. This is kind of like different than a relationship topic. Actually, it's completely separate. But if she wasn't in my life, this wouldn't have happened. This is a crazy story because I don't know. I found God.
Yeah.
At, the beginning of my sophomore year. It was a summer camp. She invited me to, and I went to the summer camp at the lowest point in my life. Like I was feeling things that, I mean, a lot of people shouldn't feel. A lot of mental things.
Especially at that age, yeah.
Oh yeah, and at that state, you know, I felt very misunderstood, and I felt, I don't know, I felt very like I couldn't turn to anybody, and that included, you know, I don't know, I couldn't turn to anybody, not even my family, and like, I don't know if anybody can relate to this, but the only person I could turn to was God, and I said, hey, you know, God, if you're there, give me a sign.
Yeah.
And it was so supernatural, bro. I was at the summer camp, and it just changed my whole life. I really understood the reason for the existence of God, and the reason and what a good father looks like.
That's good.
A lot of times, you know, the definitions of fathers can be jaded, but if I feel like he's a good example of a good father, one who listens and he knows your heart, and it's a really good experience for me.
Yeah.
The beginning of my sophomore year.
Yeah.
That's
so
amazing.
I mean, so that was all back in Sherwood, Oregon, right?
That actually took place in Salem, but it is pretty much Sherwood, Oregon.
But like, yeah. So you grew up in Oregon and that area of Oregon.
Yeah.
You know, and you're like you said, your relationship didn't start as long distance. You guys were like, you know, you went to the same school and stuff. How did growing up in Sherwood, Oregon, like shape you as a person?
Growing up in Sherwood, it as a person. Oh man, give me a second to think.
Or maybe
about
talk to us
like,
about like
thinking-
Sherwood.
yeah,
Tell us
how
about
far
like,
is
it
it-
a quiet town? Like, how did it affect you? Like, did it like, you know, my town, for example, limited me socially. So
Yeah. How close is Sherwood to? I'm guessing we're back in. How close is Sherwood to Portland?
Oh, it's about 45 minutes.
It's a 45.
away.
So
Yeah.
what's interesting is like because Portland is so dedicated to its, you know, like keep Portland weird and kind of a strange and different culture. And I know that my sister and brother-in-law right now live there. And so, and they've described it as it's just a very different, it's a very different town comparative to like where I was from, which is Spokane, which is a little bit more suburbia, you know, definitely like conservative Christian based because we're in an agriculture area. So how does that, living outside of a city such as Portland, how has that like changed it? And how does that differ from Sherwood?
To answer your question on how it's weird, it's weird. Like, they have naked bike rides. I kid you not.
Portland is so weird.
Portland is oh my goodness. It's hilarious.
The reason
Portland
why
has
it's so weird
an
is because they'd be
annual.
like, if you were like, man, Portland is so weird, Portland would be like, thank you. That means so much to us. We're
That's
like,
a
what?
compliment to Portland.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wow. I mean, not in a bad way. It's not like we're trying to bully Portland,
Right.
but like,
So does Sherwood kind
Dang.
of take on a little bit of that weirdness? Like, does it rub off?
I wouldn't say not Portland's weirdness. Nothing amounts to the amount of
nothing
Portland
amounts to
weirdness.
Portland
Just
weirdness.
saying. Nothing.
nothing.
But
I
when
agree
it
with
comes
that.
to Sherwood, they're I'd say it's very invested in the Arts Foundation.
Really?
Like for kids. It's
Yeah.
very invested in the Arts Foundation for kids.
That's cool.
They let's see. It also started with a woman named Cindy Christensen, and she started this VPA foundation for Voices of the Performing Arts. It was a really, really cool children's program, and we would do like choir concerts.
Yeah.
You know, for the community.
Yeah.
And then later, we developed like the musicals, and they were like these children's musicals, like Little Mermaid Junior and you know, Beauty and the Beast Junior, all the
Yeah.
juniors.
Yeah.
All the
juniors out there, I'm talking to you, Michael.
When you do that,
Yeah.
like you do that one
Into the Woods Juniors. Yeah.
Robin Hood thing.
Yes, I did.
Well, but isn't that like an annual thing that Sherwood like does?
Oh yeah. Sherwood does this Robin Hood festival. And you know Robin Hood, the movie Robin Hood, the guy with the bow. Oh, that guy's
Guy with the bow. The guy with the green hat.
I love how I'm
The
describing
men
him.
in tights,
No.
men in tights.
Yes,
Men in
we all
tights.
know who Robin Hood is. Landon.
Literally.
I'm kidding.
The Robin Hood is a freaking dope character. I will say though, when I dressed up as him and I was walking around town, when you have high school friends that are walking around you, it's very awkward.
Very awkward.
And
Honestly,
especially
though,
it's really hot too.
Oh,
It's very hot. Very hot.
Very hot in there.
you'd make a great Robin Hood though. Well, you will make a great Robin Hood bow. No, you. I feel like you just have like the build in the hair and like
Yeah,
I can see
yeah.
I can see it,
Wait,
especially with your mustache, a little bit of a stash going on.
Was Sophia ever made Marion?
Yeah,
Like, at the
she
same
was
time?
made Marion the year I was Robin Hood.
Oh,
That definitely wasn't planned at all.
Not that it was staged at all.
No, but, like,
Yeah,
I
how much
love
did your
it.
mom
it
pay
was
the?
staged.
It was.
How much did your mom pay the people?
More
They were
like
like,
her
"There's the
mom.
moon."
Oh,
so
her mom.
Yeah, her mom runs the Maid Marian court.
Oh, yep, that's it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I
there you go.
bet Sophia was probably like, "Mom, you better make Landon be Robin Hood. I'm gonna be
Better make.
Well,
Well,
they were
honestly,
both in on it. They were like, Landon, guess who wants to
Was that
be
before or
Robin
after you
Hood?"
guys were
And I'm
dating?
like, I don't know.
Was that before or after you guys were already dating?
After we were dating.
That
So
is,
it was
see,
like
that's
3
the
years
thing.
into it.
It's
fine.
for me, like honestly, I would almost prefer that because it's so awkward when, I mean, it shouldn't be and it isn't. But I remember I did a show, I did Newsies, and so I was
way.
Jack Kelly, and then there was another girl who was Catherine, and in the pit, one of the trumpets players was like she had a thing with them, and he was my really, really good friend from Jesus Camp.
Jesus camp.
And so
That's definitely not.
but like the whole she was really kind of like, man, I don't feel really comfortable with this, and I'm like, I know, but like they're wanting, and she's like, okay, you know what, it's just the characters, like just the characters are kissing, it's not us at all. And like, yes, that's the professional way to look at it, but like still I would
But
almost
also-
prefer like when it's better when it's like, oh no, like I've either like I like this person or like I've been dating
Right,
this
'cause
person
then
for
it's
a while,
authentic,
'cause
you
then
know?
it's like
Yeah.
less of a weird
Hey,
thing. I mean, not
but-
to say it's weird, but
But congratulations, Dylan. You had your first kiss.
my first kiss.
And that's more than
That's
Landon
not
has
a first
gone.
kiss,
You
guys.
No,
I'm kidding.
There are so many people. there are
that's
so
not
many
a first
people
kiss.
in theater who are like, "Oh yeah, my first kiss was a stage kiss," and I was like, "Really?"
And you're
no,
like, I'm
that's-
sorry.
That's why it's called a stage kiss.
But no,
It's
not
not
like
a
that, not
real
like that.
kiss.
Like the full on like by okay.
Thanks, Dylan.
I really like the representation with your hands.
Yeah, that like really.
Uh,
I was so confused before
that
to what a
representation.
stage kiss was, and now I'm like
I'm
so
just
crystal
saying,
clear.
by the technicality of like lips touch, like stage kisses are kisses.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
Yeah.
good. This is
I kinda-
this is a good topic.
It was. Yes, we hashed a lot out about Sherwood. I kind of want to shift it though because I mean, for those of you who don't know, Landon is a very talented musician. I'm his roommate, so I'm the
Extremely.
one person in this podcast who can attest to that. I mean, Dylan, you've seen him be
I've seen
talented
him. Yeah,
too.
no, I've seen
This
him.
man stays up to all hours of the night writing in the halls. He writes songs about halls.
That was a very good
And,
He's a hall
and
artist.
he is extremely talented. If you've ever seen him on guitar, this man can shred like nobody's business. He practices for like 45 minutes every single day. He's inspired me a lot. And I'm sorry, I'm kind of like just boosting your ego a lot here, but like I just want to tell you, like you are literally, in terms of music, in the past month, you've literally
me pumping
inspired
up
me
his
so
ego.
much and caused me
thank
to
you.
grow so much. So I'd love for you to talk a little bit about like what you create and why you create. So, you know, yeah, talk about your music. Like, for example, like what are you a genre, or are you defined by your own genre? Like, what does that look like for you?
Music I'm very serious about. It's just it didn't used to be as much therapy. I just loved what I did. I grew up playing the piano.
Yeah.
I took lessons from my mom, and I did that for about 7 years, and then I stopped, and I realized, I'm just not interested in piano anymore. I want to take guitar.
Yeah.
Now I'm leaving the piano to Sam. The guitar playing, I just immediately fell in love with it, and
Yeah.
I realized, hey, I really like this. This is a really cool instrument. Yeah. So going on in the history of my music life, I'll cruise through this. So I've been playing for about like 9-10 years, but if you total it up, it's just like I will play every once and then. I was at a phase in my life where like 8th grade happened, and I wrote my first song. It was called "Tension's Tough."
Yes.
Oh man,
My favorite.
This is
Sophia's not favorite.
not Sophia's favorite. There's a hilarious story about that. I wrote it inspired by a situation with a different girl, and so she like gets awkward about it every time. It's hilarious, but it's such a meme at
I'll
my
tell
middle school.
whoever the musician is at your wedding to play that.
It's such a
Like everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, Landon, play that song Tension's Tough," and they're like telling me to play it, and it's like a meme, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'll
right,
play
because
this."
you played it at a
I'll
school
play it,
talent show, so everybody knows that it's like.
Oh goodness!
Yes.
Oh
Middle
goodness.
school
I
talent
remember
link
that.
in
shows.
description.
Oh,
Yes.
man. I remember
it
that.
out.
Oh no, that was rough, man. All right, well, yeah. So I grew up. Once I started writing songs, I realized I really love doing this.
Yeah.
And okay, if I have to be completely honest, maybe a lot of us go through this, but I'm just gonna talk about myself. I definitely I had the wrong motives towards wanting to be things. You know, when I was a great guitarist, ever since I was 2 years old, I literally banged on the piano, and they would clap in the audience, and I'd be like, oh my gosh, I love this. And I was
Yeah, you live for the spotlight.
I lived for the spotlight. And then, when I had that 180 in my life, I completely changed my motives.
Yeah, and we'll talk about that later, but yeah.
Yeah. Oh, really? Okay. This is gonna be interesting. So when I was writing my music, in the beginning of my career, I guess, I did it for the reason of, I want to make money, but like also I love the attention because I was insecure. What middle schooler isn't insecure?
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but
100%.
I was very insecure, and I wanted to, that was the age where I started slightly giving into the like, hey, I should be, I want to be popular kind of area, and I kind of would self-reflect and be like, no, dude, this isn't right. Don't be like that. But at that age, I couldn't help it. And so I would literally play the guitar in the lunchroom, and I would my love language is acknowledgement. And so naturally I look for that. I would do all kinds of things like that. In freshman year, I would play in the hallway. I would constantly deny to myself that I was kind of looking for acknowledgement. And it comes to the point where I'm very misunderstood as a person, right? Eventually I started changing my motives, and because people knew me for the way I used to be, they don't trust the fact that my motives are different
That
now.
you're changed, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think there's any part of you that still looks for attention?
Oh, I guarantee you there probably is. I mean, I can't, there's always some point where insecurity comes out all the time, and a lot of times I don't even realize it, I just won't notice it. Later on I'll look back and realize. But
do you think that there's anything do you think that it's all evil or all wrong if you are a person who's looking to be famous or looking for attention or looking for applause?
Absolutely not. I especially with the motives that I'm doing it now is I want to make money doing what I love for my children and for my future family.
Yeah.
I'm very, very passionate about that. I want to make sure I can actually make money not doing an office job.
Yeah.
I'm like, if I do an office job, bruh. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. Our last guest put it really well. You might enjoy hearing this, but it's either, so there's two sides of the coin in life. It's either you make money so that you can do what you love, or you do what you love so you can make money. And you're definitely the second half of that.
Yeah.
You're definitely you want to do what you love so that you can make money and provide for your family and just create a cool environment for them. So yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
You want to talk? Okay. So here's a question I have, just as a personal one. Do you agree with the analogy of when you first start out writing songs, kind of the dirty faucet water, and you're kind of turning it on and getting the dirty water out, the bad songs out, so that you can start writing good songs? Do you agree with that analogy?
I don't write songs every day, twice a day, like this man, but
Literally.
This guy has like what, you have a 36 song track album coming out?
Crazy.
Not 36, but I've written about 36 songs since I
That's
came to the
insane.
album.
My Lord, bro. I'm super
That's
impressed.
insane.
But when I write songs, it's more of like a very, very slow process.
Yeah.
And
Yes. He's
it's
not
all-
lying, guys.
the dirtiness is in all of my songs, and they're very few.
Yeah.
I literally put so much dirt on every song. I guess that's a really bad way to explain it.
No,
Not
I
say
get
they
you.
suck, but I get all of it out in one song.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'll start it out writing like, what I feel, and then I'm like, wait, how do I feel? Like,
Yeah.
how do I say this? And it's so hard for me to like really get across what I'm saying. And there's actually a song of mine that's about that.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of songs that I write that are personal, and when they're personal, it's a lot harder to really come to terms with yourself.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I wrote this lyric the other day that was like, sometimes it's easier to write a song about a made up situation than to write a personal song.
Yeah.
Because then you don't have to address it. Like, I don't know. I just feel, so I totally get you.
Yeah, totally. I know, it's so true. If it's the more personal it is, the more you care about it. You want it to be accurate, and then you constantly like will question yourself and maybe take it back. Like, wait, no, I don't feel that way.
For sure.
And then
Yeah.
you'll be like, okay, well, do I feel that way? You'll constantly like say yes, no, yes, no. Like, do I like this person? Yes, no, yes, no. I'm kidding.
It's like it's scribing this personal dialogue that you have, that everyone has within themselves. I mean, what you're describing is 100%. I would way rather think about like, if I had $40 million, what would I do with it? Than, I really just didn't. I felt really alone today, and I even though I had friends,
Right.
like, and like dealing with those feelings and those thoughts, and so that's really interesting to hear that kind of that process that you guys have had, because I've heard it even a different analogy from like, you write one good song for every 100 bad songs you write, which is like
Exactly.
obviously,
Yeah.
but like, so it's very interesting to hear that
yeah.
I
it's
think
not black and
so
white. Writing songs is not black and white. How much dirty
Yeah.
water there is not black and white.
Well-
But the fact that you feel that you have that still present in them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, it's not for every 100 bad songs, there's one really good song. It's for every 100 lyrics, or actually for every 1,000 lyrics, there's one good lyric.
Yeah.
And so that's the way I write. It's like Sam will write a bunch of songs. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. Like, you'll write a lot of songs, and like some of them you'll be like, this is really good. And actually, all your songs are good, by the way.
Thank you.
But
I would disagree. I was gonna say earlier a note on that. Like, I think that if you're like, if you are truly being honest about something you're going through, or just like writing out of a place of vulnerability, I don't think that you can write a bad song out of that.
Right.
I think there are songs that will do better commercially, and there are songs that are better just like as a exercise for yourself emotionally, just like as a therapy exercise.
that's a very good
And
point.
that's like a lot of like what I write, and I've grown so much as a songwriter in the last like few months, but it's like I've realized that I don't need to put out everything that I write, and a
Right.
lot of it is just like God's given me this gift so that I can like help myself come to terms with the situation of life,
Yeah. That's really
So
yeah.
I'm sorry I interrupted you.
No,
Keep going.
I'm actually like in the same situation, and I'm in that same boat as you. Like,
Yeah.
these past few months, I've improved greatly with like my songwriting ability.
Yeah.
And it's because like I have a really disciplined roommate to help keep me in check. Like, I don't know if you guys know him, but his name is Sam Phillips. But he
Go check him out. One L in the
check his
Phillips.
music.
your co-host,
check his
not your
YouTube
host.
music channel. He is a very disciplined guy. He will like write every day, and so it's inspired me to write every day.
Yeah.
Like I really tried writing lyrics, and I've never been able to write 10 songs in like a good month or so. Like, that was the first time I had ever done that, and I
Yeah.
was thinking, this isn't normal. This is really cool.
Yeah.
And especially since the previous year with COVID and everything, I was in such a dark hole where like I wasn't like doing anything that I
holio?
wanted. Yeah, holio. Yeah,
A holio.
I was in a deep dark doo-doo holio
Yeah.
where I wasn't doing anything that I wanted to be doing,
For
or
sure.
I felt that way.
Yeah.
I did do a project like where I mixed my a cappella choir. I mean, that's like a good thing. It's like a good service for like Sherwood.
for
But
your
like
community and
Right.
other than that, it's like I felt like very limited in my creativity.
of course.
I was
I-
doing AP classes
Yeah.
and doing all sorts of things. And so I felt very like in a confined space, and like the door outside the room is locked, and you can't get out. You want to get out, but you can't.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
To be continued. I just want to commend you for the support system that you've put around yourself, even in terms of like a couple weeks ago, you wrote this song, and it was about kind of like what you feel inside and other people's like almost how they misunderstand you. It's not misunderstood, but it's the other one. And you said that your mom like suggested that you change the chorus or something, or like rewrite the verse or something like that. I forget. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Talking about While She Waits?
Possibly, yeah. But you rewrote the whole thing, like, or not the whole thing, but you rewrote a large part of it. And so I think that's what you mean when you're correct me if I'm wrong, but like when you're talking about how each song you get out the dirt, where it's like you might start with like, you know, one set of lyrics, and then like by the time you're actually ready to produce that or put it out, it's like completely changed. I mean, it's the same concept, but it's like, you know, am I right in that, or maybe I'm not?
Yeah. Yes. So like I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But other people, you know, might not know what you're talking about. So it's good to go to people and ask them, you know, is this song relatable to you?
For
or
sure.
what does this mean to you? Don't tell them what it means. Just ask them, what does it mean to you?
What does it mean to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if they say something completely different, it might like help you try to think about it a little more and be like, how did they come to that?
Yeah.
Right.
And
I think.
I mean, sometimes they'll actually like be right on spot with what your story is. But I mean, it is magical in a song where people can take it any way they want.
Yes, that's true.
You have to be willing to give them the freedom to take it however they want.
Exactly, because we all go through different experiences. You know, you may have gone through like, you know, I'm not saying you have, but like a bad breakup, right? And so you write a song about that. But then somebody who has not gone through a breakup, but maybe like lost a friend because the friend betrayed them or something like that, like they can kind of relate, and it's not the same exact meaning, but that's the beauty of like lyrics and the beauty of meaning and the beauty of just the human mind that God gave us, like in the sense where like we can hear the same words, the same melodies, and take it completely different way. And yeah, like you said, we just need to be okay with that. That's good. Who do you see as your ideal fan base, and is there a particular like age or gender that your music is directed towards?
Oh, that's a tough one. Well, if we're talking about Tension's Tough,
11
I would say
to 8-year-olds.
Yes, 11 to 8-year-olds for Tension's Tough, guys.
Jake Paulers.
Keep posted on that one. That's not gonna be released.
But it's on his YouTube channel, so please, it's like the first
Check
video.
it out.
So
Check it out.
Check it out, please.
It's actually like a really catchy tune though. I'm thinking of rewriting that song.
Oh, yeah, really?
Yeah, rewriting the song and just putting it
Applicable
out.
to
Yeah.
Sophia, and then play it at the wedding and explain the story. I think that would
No,
be
that's
amazing.
with you. That's with you.
That's
Which is already on Spotify. But like, With You is also a song I wrote about Sophia, and actually a few songs on my new album. One's are about her. One's about long distance. One is about my hopes
Y'all
of
are
a future
perfect
with
for
her.
each other, bro. I swear.
Thank you. Appreciate
Literally, your relationship is like, it's so, I don't know, at least from what I can see, and I'm your roommate, and I see like every interaction with her, like in the night and in the FaceTimes, like it's very wholesome, and it's very, I mean, I'm rooting for you, man. I'm on your side.
Well, cool. That's good to know. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. That's cool. I have a few songs. I have like a new album coming out. I don't know if like I told you that, but
No, yeah.
it's like half and half. Like there's one half of the album that's like about relationship stuff, you know, like or like some the cliche relationship. My goal is to never write about cliche relationship stuff.
Not like, I love
pop
you,
cliche.
babe, because I love you.
Because I love you.
Yeah,
Because you're
or-
the only babe
you know,
for
like-
me, babe.
Babe.
Or like
Babe.
I just wanna love you or something weird like that. It's like
Yeah.
love
But
me
I
like
can't
you do.
because-
Oh my gosh, that lyric "Love me like you do" is in every song. I kid you not.
I know. I mean, okay, so sometimes those like more open songs, like I enjoy that. I don't know. They're like the classics, but I totally agree if that's
they're
not
catchy,
your.
bro.
So I mean, but like, so talk about your ideal fan base a little bit. Like, who do you think that your music applies to? People your age, or do you think that like, you know, a 65-year-old could listen to it and be like, yeah, this is my type of
That's
music.
my type of music.
I'm trying to write songs that are more applicable to, you know, people our age or people who are actually a little bit older.
Yeah.
And I also want them to be songs that, you know, where kids are going through the same thing.
Yeah.
Or they're just curious about it.
Yeah.
Like, have you
Yeah.
ever seen One Republic? You know, there's
Yes.
stories that they will have in their stories.
Mhm.
They're very whatever you call it. They have a lot of imagery in it,
Yes.
and they tell a really good story. Macklemore tells a good story. The song "Wings," and a new pair of shoes.
Right.
Right. These are all things that kids relate to,
Yeah.
but grown-ups understand a lot. And so it's experience.
So you want
But
to have a versatile. You want to have a versatile repertoire to be able to reach as many people as you can. In the fact that your music is not applicable, but obtainable to everyone.
Yeah, I want my
Yeah,
music
that's a
to
good
be.
word. Good job, Dylan.
I want my music. I want my music to be.
college.
Is that Despicable Me?
No.
No, that's
like-
more like, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yeah, that's literally like, yeah. Louis Armstrong was.
Hey, leave the mouth trumpet to me.
Yeah, do a mouth trumpet. Yeah,
No,
come on.
absolutely
do it.
not.
Do
When
it.
when I'm writing my
Yeah.
music, I want it to be relatable, and I lost my train of thought. Keep going.
No, it's all
No,
good.
it's something I wanted to. So you're talking about your album, which is coming out soon, which I'm so excited
I'm
for.
extremely excited.
Everyone should get pumped up for. Do a fist pump right now. That's for his album. That's it. Great job. But so are you thinking about like kind of a? So you were talking about how the first part was going to be relationship, kind of love songs, and the next part is. Are you thinking about like a side A, side B situation, or?
That would
or-
be interesting.
Yeah.
I'm thinking a side A and a side B all in one album. And this is hard because I have this album cover, but I'm not going to give it away. But it kind of shows the first half of the album, or I don't know, the better half of the album in my opinion. Like
Okay.
the album that is very personal to my story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know any of you guys who know who NF is. I'm inspired by NF's reality or realism.
Who's that? Is he an artist? Is he?
Yes, he's a
okay.
rapper. So he raps about his self issues that he
he
deals
does a lot
with
of anxiety. Like he raps about like mental health and stuff. It's
mental
really cool.
health. Yeah,
Yeah.
My brother really likes him, and therefore I don't. So Landon was like, "Have you
By
heard this guy?"
proxy.
And I was like, "Landon,
Yes.
don't even start."
yeah. But I like to write songs where it talks about mental health when it
Yeah.
comes to my personal life.
Personal
And
struggles.
it's good, and I
cool.
want it to be as relatable to people as possible. So I try to think of concepts that aren't just limited to myself. I like to try to keep them vague and but also where it has a twist at the end of each song where it like makes them think.
Yeah.
That's what I try to get at that.
Yeah.
And that's really interesting that you write songs from the perspective of how is the audience going to respond to this? How is the audience going to...
Yeah.
Because obviously you're talking, like the songs that you write come from a very personal space, but I feel like sometimes people can write songs purely with the idea of getting this idea out and then getting it into a song that sounds really good to them.
That's me.
And then
more.
if people like it, people like it. But this is like putting this personalized. So it's really interesting to hear,
Yeah.
if I get this story out, how effective is it going to be for this audience that's listening to it? So that's an interesting way to go out. And I don't want to say, because obviously I feel like you have a very passion-based writing style where it's maybe something you've gone through. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah,
but,
totally,
something you've gone,
totally.
and that you want to be able to connect with your audience through your music, no matter how personal or physical that is. That's really interesting.
No, yeah. I want to help people who went through the same things that I went through.
Yeah.
I don't want them to go through that stuff, but they do.
Of
Other
course.
Yeah.
people do go through it, and if they do, I want to be able to help them see a different way out.
For
Mhm.
sure.
Especially this one song of mine on my album that I am very excited about. I feel like it's the most personal song I've ever written, and I probably will ever write. Oh wait, maybe I shouldn't say that too soon. No, but this is a song about the 180 turning point in my life, and it goes a lot more into depth. So if you want to hear it, you
Yeah.
can. But
I mean, that leads us right into kind of the next area I wanted to talk about, because I'd really love to get into the iconic senior year of high school.
That talks about my other
I mean,
song.
this is kind of a two-part question, so I'd love for you to just like as concisely as you can give a synopsis of senior year, but then talk about like where do you want to be senior year of college, and what will you do to ensure that you meet that goal as it differentiates from high school? Like, what do you want to change?
senior year, high school was very hard for me. I kind of took. I was burnt out because I was doing the promotions, I was doing the graphic design, I was doing the producing, and I'd only been producing for a year. And trying to get really high quality content out there and doing it. Yeah. Oh no. We don't. Put that one in the description. I'm sure they'll love that one.
We'll just list all his videos in the description.
Yeah, literally.
No.
Why not?
I was joking, but okay.
Yeah. So burnt out. Yeah.
I was burnt out. I went very into this, like, I felt like I was in this dark room and I couldn't get out, kind of thing. Like, there's a door, but I couldn't get out. And basically think of myself as a guitar locked in its case.
Yeah.
Like,
wow.
you can't play it.
Or a guitar that's lost.
And it's muffled and it's
a guitar in its case, and it can't come out because it doesn't know how to get out. Like, it's not like it has arms.
Right.
I felt like I had no control over it.
Yeah.
And I was like the guitar, I was like a VeggieTales character, maybe locked in a case.
Yeah.
Locked in a way. I was in the proverbial kitchen cabinet.
And because of that burnout,
mind.
you let things that weren't as important to you kind of take that front place, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Like the unnamed
Oh, you talking about Minecraft, bro?
Yeah.
Minecraft is where it's at, guys.
Yeah.
Woo!
Except be careful, because you'll get addicted to it.
Like this man.
I'm a
Minecraft junkie.
Yeah. I will say, I'm a Minecraft fanatic. I love Minecraft. It's a fun game to play, especially with friends. Now, here's also more into depth with senior year. I got the game specifically so I could play with friends, and no one was there. No one would want to play with me.
No one would want.
And not
Were
only
you
did
just
they
that
not want to
bad
play
at Minecraft? I'm kidding.
No,
I'm kidding.
if anything, I was probably too good. Because I would play all the time.
Yeah.
But I got super discouraged, and I was like really sad no one wanted to play with me or like anything like that. And I was like, well, what's the point of getting a video game? And then I ended up like using it as an escape.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Everybody has their different escape. If you ever feel like you don't know how to get out of something, you don't want to face the reality, and you want to escape it, and you'll always find something. It's different for everybody. Some people will find nicotine, or some people will find drugs, some people will find sex, some people will find Minecraft as an escape.
Yeah.
But yeah, to be honest with myself, I found it as an escape. And so because I couldn't escape that in confined room, which by the way was my recording studio. It was like this. I was in my recording studio and I couldn't use any of my equipment because I was very busy with schoolwork. I was doing 16 hours of homework a day.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
Yeah,
just
senior
saying.
Is tough. Yeah,
tough for me. Not only that, but I got really distracted. YouTube was an addiction for me.
Yeah.
YouTube and Minecraft.
Yeah.
And thankfully I had parents to keep me in check and make sure I was. Getting things done.
I mean, but there's only so much parents can do because they can't really change. They can't really give you motivation, you know. So yeah. So I mean, we got to wrap up, but I'd love for you to really quick talk about where do you see yourself senior year of high school or senior year of college? Sorry, and what do you want to do differently this time to ensure that you're in that place that you want to be in?
Yeah.
Senior year, I really just don't have any expectations for it.
Yeah.
The difference between the two is that. Last year, in senior year, I was very limited by my own expectations.
Yeah,
of course.
I was constantly expecting, a lot of outcomes with my releases on Spotify because I put 1,000 hours into those two songs.
Yeah, right.
And I worked with the graphic design, everything by myself. And you know how you overcommit to something and it's not as professional because you do too many things.
Yeah.
It has a little bit of that aspect too, but I guess I put too much pressure on myself, and I do that often.
Yeah.
I put way too much on myself. I got burnt out. So next year I want to make sure I can find my balance.
Yeah.
And make sure that I go in expecting nothing, no outcomes, because a lot of times the world will disappoint you. When you expect something great. I, from now on, especially this freshman year of college, I told myself, I'm going to go doing some stuff for people, expecting nothing in return. And this is going to be a blessing for others and a blessing to myself too. It's going to help. You know, it keeps me actually genuinely happy about like with what I'm doing. And I think that for everybody, do what you love.
Yeah.
Expecting nothing in return, and you will be blessed and things will come.
Yeah.
Good things come to those who wait.
Expectations are the
good things come to those
root
who...
of sadness, I feel like, for me at least. So
When that's the...
It's just letting your guard down.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's so... You're in the place where, you know, you can at least hope that with an academic approach, with an intense focus, and with a collective, you know, mindset amongst your peers, like that, your senior year will become something where it isn't, you're not being trapped, but it's, you know, a whole new world. It's someone that you wouldn't expect and wouldn't, you know, you would, I mean, that is definitely something. I just think it's so wonderful that you're like, I can't go in hoping for something or expecting something. Yeah. Because if I do that, I will miss something on the way. And that's, I think that's something a lot of people do.
Yeah, I think what you said, like, do what you love and don't expect anything, that's really good. And that's
gorgeous.
Kind of a great, like, just like closing point, like, to the audience, you know? Like, you know? I mean, everybody has their own journey, but like, that's like what it comes down to. Like, you know, do what you love. We only have one life. Landon, it's been an absolute blessing having you on the podcast today. I feel like I already knew, like, you know, I knew you a little bit before, but I feel like I know you even just a little bit more after that.
100%.
And it was really special to have you on, and I mean, I know Dylan can say the same.
Yeah, and I appreciate you for coming on here and sharing and being vulnerable and willing to, you know, talk with us and share with our audience and everything. It means a lot.
So we'll put his Instagram, his you know, YouTube channel in the description below. Be sure to check that out and give him a follow. As he said, he has an album coming out soon, and he has just a bunch of other stuff on the way. So,
and if if you're on campus, you know, I mean, I don't want to say this the way it's going to say, but you know, seek him out. He's genuinely a wonderful human being.
Super cool guy. Yeah.
He will.
Thank you all so much for watching today. Dylan and I appreciate it, and so does Landon. We hope you have the best day. Be sure to like and subscribe. And we hope you have a great week.
Yes. We won't be sick next time, okay?
We won't be sick. Yeah, we've both been sniffling.
Or we'll be even more sick, so...
Yeah.
Whatever happens,
or dead.
We'll see you next time.
Yes. See you next time. Love you so much.
Love you.
Bye.